I am free. Oh my god, I can finally procrastinate in peace. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, which is most of you, I am applying for university this year, specifically the game design course. And although the portfolio is not necessary, I can get more points for having one, which will be very helpful. They didn't specify what should be in the portfolio, so I decided to put a project plus a bunch of my art there. And for the project, I obviously decided to make a game concept. I had an idea for the overall story and atmosphere. I wanted a dark academia, thriller, romance, crime, visual novel with a bunch of choices, 3 MCs to choose from, and custom pronouns. That was like the first concept. Obviously, I had to present it somehow, so I decided to make slides with designs and stuff plus concept trailer. After that, just a bunch of my fan arts and personal work. Yeah, I still have to do the slides. Anyway, I started with MC's design. I wanted to have female, gender neutral, and male sprite for them, but still allow players to choose their pronouns. So for example, you can choose male-looking MC, but still choose she/her pronouns, etc. While the player can choose their name, MC is called Memoria, or Project Memoria, for most of the story because they can't remember their real name, and none of the stagers are willing to tell her the truth. Well, I guess I should tell you the story now, so not to confuse you. Basically, the story is one day the lifespan of all beings was cut in half, all except the sages of Eden. Anyone who is accepted into Eden, an academic institute in search of immortality, can have their lifespan restored. As a result, the world is in chaos. Criminals have overthrown the government, crime is nothing new, and so on. For those who were not so lucky, the only salvation is to be recruited by Eden. Memoria is a project created by Eden. They are destined to consume knowledge and eventually discover the truth of this world and become the eternity that Eden has been longing for. For some reason, they have no memory of their parents, ironically seems to have holes in their memories. As they grew up, Memoria became suspicious of Eden and the sages, while they behave as sages expect them to, they also start their own investigation and recruits a team. And that's where my second designs came in. Let's start with Dolly. She was taken from the outside world by Eden and did not like it. She used to be a gambler who got rich and lived her life to the full, but once she was recruited by Eden, she had to start from the scratch. While Eden provides all residents with the basics, everything else can be obtained through academic achievements. In other words, if you don't provide enough good research, you're no one. Yeah, that sucks. Although Dolly is a great alchemist, she does not like to spend all her time researching and writing papers. She's a rebellious person who has created gambling circus in Eden to get rich again, and for that she is hated by the sages. And not just them. Many of Eden's researchers think she is wasting her talents and skills, and that she could be more useful to Eden if she tried. But as you can see, she hates Eden, so she's happy to be working for Memoria instead. Now, Alan. He's the opposite of Dolly. He lived on the streets, barely surviving. He saw a lot of deaths and almost starved to death. Eden was his salvation. He was taken there as a child, and since then, he sees Eden as a great institution. He researches blood and lives a good life with a great reputation for himself. So, you might ask, why is he working with Memoria? Obviously, Memoria is someone that many people look up for their academic achievements. And nobody knows that Memoria suspects Eden. Well, nobody expects Dolly. I think it's worth mentioning that people aren't happy about Dolly being favored by Memoria. Anyway, Memoria needs someone the sages trust, and Alan needs someone to help him with his research. Having Alan by their side is very helpful and gives them a more unique perspective, and of course having Memoria in a research paper is something many can only imagine. So Alan obviously doesn't mind. Because Memoria was born in Eden, I can see them having this conversation.
So, what is the outside world like?
It's much better than Eden. I can't believe they take all of your money once they take you in. I worked so hard to get rich. Having champagne for the outside world is much better than this in Eden. What the hell are you talking about? People are dying on the streets and all you care about is some alcohol. Don't listen to her, Memoria. The outside world is brutal and frightening. Eden allows you to live without words. Not to mention that you can regain your lifespan. Well, as you can see, Alan and Dolly don't really get along. That's to be expected, to be honest. Dolly doesn't like to talk about the fact that she used to live the life that Alan had, and Alan hates the rich. So, yeah. Now that we had the design, I started working on the trailer itself. I decided not to spend a lot of time on it. It's just to get the vibe and the overall concept. First, I wrote the script and drew a storyboard. Then I did some sketchy illustration. I also did the voice acting, which is so cringy, oh my god. And put it together in CapCut. I only showed you one time lapse so as not to spoil the video. And the one you see is my favorite in terms of composition. Maybe I'll redraw it one day. Anyway, here is the trailer.
Eden, an academic institute researching eternity while the world is in chaos. I am nothing but a byproduct of Eden. Project created purely with the sake of pursuing knowledge. You are the future of this world. And once I discovered the ultimate truth, I am expected to become the eternity in a great world. The sages are a bunch of fools, blindly chasing immortality while paying no attention to the present. Wouldn't you agree, Bubble?
Don't call me that. What do you think? Kind of cringe, isn't it? I used some stock footage, so it looks a bit weird. But hey, I hope you enjoyed it. Here are all the design. And that's it. See you in the next time and wish me luck.